know, but this is the only place I can find. All right, our latest Swampcast. We're coming at you from Williams-Brice Stadium, where Florida lost to South Carolina 28-20 today. It actually, Robbie, Florida hung in there, which has been a departure from the last 2 weeks, but a lot of that I think was because of who was on this sideline.
I know he made the game close when it really shouldn't have been.
He finds a way to do that, but at the same time, you give them credit. That's 7 wins for them.
Yeah.
And Florida did some good things, and certainly if they could take advantage of the mistakes that South Carolina made, they might have actually found a way to win the game. Obviously, a huge play was the interception. Looks like he's going to run it back for a touchdown.
Tie the game 7-up.
Drops the ball on the 1, and they end up getting 20 yards.
First down out of it.
Yeah, first down out of that play. And then, just like I pointed this out in the column, Rob, they dial up a 3rd and 18. Great call, wide open,
Frank's
good throw.
Dart.
Freddie Swain drops it.
Yeah.
It's just one thing after another. They just keep finding ways to lose games. But obviously, also down to 53 players now.
Scholarship players available to play.
At the end of the game. I mean, with losing McCoy, who's been a rocket center, losing Zaire.
Who may be gone for the year. We'll find out when we get home. But.
Yeah, he wanted to go back in the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no telling what that injury is. Be careful, Robbie. You don't want
I know.
Shannon
But the thing is, Pat, if he's gone, they're down to 1 scholarship quarterback, Franks. Then you've got a walk-on behind him, and then
at this point,
they're talking about Dre Massey. You know it doesn't, but you don't want to
It really doesn't because the season's gone. I mean, they're not going to a bowl game now.
Going to have a losing season.
They're going to have a losing record, and it's just been a bad year. And I feel bad for some of these kids. You know, I was watching Brandon Powell at the end, just sitting there kind of staring out into space like, how did this all happen?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, okay, he muffed a punt. He muffed a punt last week. He muffed a punt earlier this year. But, it's not because he's trying to. And at the same time, here's a bunch of guys, when you look at it, who they didn't steal anything. They didn't ask for their coach.
They've been doing the right thing, playing hard. And the thing is, Pat, they fought today. Last week, the week before, they didn't. This time they stood up and fought and stayed in the game somehow and made it interesting at the end.
Yeah, I thought the game was going to turn into another one of those blowouts, but they did make it interesting. And at the end of the, they got the ball with a chance there to tie the game at the end. And I thought Robbie was convinced they would send us to overtime.
I thought they might.
But
it's snake bitten, though, Pat. Not only are they injured to death, but they're snake bitten. Things go wrong. It's weird how things are going wrong.
But again, you look at, sorry, we both have colds. But you look at the last play that ended up being a tip pass for an interception. The left guard, or was it the center? It's Tyler Jordan. Just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
There was another play where Harkless ended up
knocked back.
7 yards. I mean, they're playing with guys who shouldn't be playing at the University of Florida at their position. That's the
the line has been kind of decimated now. With McCoy out, that hurts a lot. So and then Hagee out, it's a mess.
Yes, that's correct. 56 scholarship players available for them. So you've got a lot of walk-ons. It's 70 on the road is what you take. So no matter what, they're taking a lot of walk-ons on the road. But it's a rough season. It's just nothing has gone correct for the Gators. But it's funny. We're sitting here. We're doing this from the AD's booth, the Florida AD's booth. I did talk to him before the game, and
the search is gone high now.
Yeah, but I mean, the bottom line is I tried to say this earlier, and I hope, and some people take it the wrong way. But as he told me, everybody's just guessing right now. Nobody knows anything because he doesn't know. And I believe him when he says, he told me, I've got a draft board in my mind, basically, the guys that I'm interested in, guys that I think one of these guys could be it. I don't know which one it's going to be yet.
You got to vet them and research them all.
Yeah, I'm still a long way from being there. And so at that point,
you know what it is, Pat? Somebody throws out a rumor, and somebody else has to counter that rumor with another rumor, and that's what we've seen the last few days.
Yeah, no, and that's part of the problem. Yeah, you can play walk-ons in the game. If Gators win last year, they could still get a bowl. No. Well, here's the deal. If they go 5 and 6, they could appeal
a special exemption
for the waiver, but they're not going to do that.
They're so banged up, they barely have enough guys to play right now. Why play another game?
Why take them out there, and play a bowl game with 53 guys or whatever they have at that point, and for a coaching staff that's not going to be here next year? It just doesn't make sense. I think Florida's administration, everybody just wants to get this thing over. They're certainly not going to go try to play Northern Colorado. I think if it was like FSU, I get why FSU's doing it. One, they're FSU. Okay. Two, they have a young team that they want to try to get
another game in.
They want
to keep working those guys. So.
But the third part of that is it's Louisiana Lafayette. It's not a long trip. Northern Colorado's not coming all the way here for that.
I can't wait to see the attendance in that game, though, Ben.
So please clarify, a non-scholarship walk-on can play. Yeah,
of
absolutely.
Course.
Yeah, play Kerwin
Walk-ons
Bell.
play all the time.
Lewis Oliver was a walk-on.
Yeah, there are many great. Chris Doring was a walk-on.
He was. They can play, yeah, all they want. But the trouble is that's what they're down to is a lot of them. Do you think Kyle Trask stays or transfers? That's a good question.
Who knows? He's injured right now, along with Jake Allen. So.
Those guys can't play. So that's part of the problem. But again, I think a lot of the questions that a lot of you guys have for us depends on who the new coach is and what whoever's coming back sees in him. And do you think it works out? Is it a good fit for them too? And that includes quarterbacks. So,
long way to go in this search, Ben.
There is a long way to go, and not a long way to go in this season. I think it's almost like you're putting your dog down. No offense, Robbie, because Robbie's had to do that, but it's hard, and it's hard to watch this. But it's almost like it needs to end. It needs to get over because they just can't find a way. Now, who knows? Maybe they find a way to win the last two, and at least that's something positive.
I think being home will help a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of regroup.
Let's not forget A&M and LSU. They were right there. They had a chance to win the game. And it's going to be back to being Felipe's team. Did I hear you the other day say Lamar Jackson wanted to be a Gator? Yeah, it's funny. Steve Spurrier told me this just the other day after I'd written that about Lamar Jackson, who was going to come to Florida if Will Muschamp had been the coach. He said he got to know Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson said he wanted to come to Florida, but Jim McElwain wanted to redshirt him, and he said he wanted to play as a true freshman.
And he did play and played well as a true freshman.
That comes directly from Steve Spurrier, so if you don't like that, blame him. At least George is getting blown out. We were watching some of that.
I'm shocked by
that. That is stunning, and so we're going to go back to our hotel, watch a lot of football tonight. We appreciate everybody for watching us, and thanks a lot. We'll be back with a preview of the Florida UAB game. I guess
could be another one.
We have to do that, right? But we'll do it. And until then, Pat Dooley, Robbie Andreu saying so long from Williams-Brice Stadium.